the injuries. You know, Kupp right now, he never played another game, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Hopkins is going to the Hall of Fame. Hill is going to the Hall of Fame.
Cooper Kupp is not going to the Hall of Fame if he never played another game.
Absolutely. If he never played another game right now. Oh, yes, he won a Super Bowl. Yes, he is.
Cooper Kupp.
Yes, if Cooper Kupp right this second never play another football game, he would get the votes to go to the Hall of Fame. It's not even debatable. Cooper Kupp's been the best receiver in football for 3 years in a row. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Mad Dog, that's a lie. That is a lie. And stop raising your voice to try to be right.
Ryan Clark and Chris Mad Dog Russo sparred over the longtime New York radio host boasting of Cooper Kupp's legacy.
That's a lie. Until this year, Cooper Kupp wasn't counted in anybody's top 5.
Cooper
Kupp wasn't a top 5 receiver until this year.
Oh,
like,
no,
what film have you watched? You're supposed to be a historian.
Oh, no. Go ask the voters. Go ask the voters. Go ask them. Go ask the Peter Kings and the people like that.
Well, they must be voting like you vote for the Heisman, where you just vote on whoever the hell you want based on the fact that they play quarterback.
Ryan, I've been voting.
Cooper Kupp is not considered.
I've been voting. Hold on now. You said something. I'm going to comment. I've been voting for the Heisman since before you were born.
Stop screaming at me, bro. That's the last time.
I was voting for the. No, you said something that wasn't right.
This is where Clark, an NFL player from 2002 to 2014, tells Russo to stop screaming at him and over him like he always does on this show.
I've been voting for the Heisman before you were born, okay? It's 30 years.
I don't care about that.
30. Well, I mean, you just said I'm voting for the Heisman. I'm deserving a vote. I've been voting in for 30 years. So I've obviously done something right.
I never said you don't deserve a vote. What I said is, when the way you spoke about voting for the Heisman, I disagree with because I don't believe that just because you don't play quarterback, you can't win it. And what I'm saying is Cooper Kupp before this year was not considered a top 5 receiver. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, and those guys were largely considered better than him. Now what I'm saying is because he had a triple crown year, if Cooper Kupp doesn't play, that doesn't put him into the Hall of Fame, but it actually doesn't pertain to this conversation.
Hard to disagree here. It all began with Kupp, the dazzling Los Angeles Rams receiver, and Mad Dog's whimsical rant of Kupp being a Hall of Famer already. They must be voting like you vote for the Heisman, where you just vote on whoever the hell you want based on the fact that they play quarterback, Clark said before Russo cut him off and repeatedly yelled Clark's first name. Clark warned Russo not to raise his voice at him when Mad Dog got progressively louder, defending his vote for the Heisman Trophy. Ryan, you said something and I'm going to comment on it, said Russo. I've been voting for the Heisman since before you were born. Clark told Russo to back up and stop screaming at me, bro, and warned, that's the last time. You'll stop screaming at me. Lower your voice. What was clear is the fact that Clark didn't care for Russo's tone during this segment. The problem, however, is that this is the tone that made Russo into a sports media star. And this is the tone that caused Stephen A. to recruit Mad Dog to First Take as a contributor earlier this year. Clark went on First Take with a person named Mad Dog. How did he expect the show to go? Wrote Awful announcing, First Take isn't a football pregame show that's meant to be chock full of hard-hitting NFL analysis. That's true. It's also not Clark's highly successful The Pivot podcast that can delve into deep and meaningful conversations. First Take features a rundown of feudal topics meant to spark silly debates and banter, mainly so Stephen A. can start yelling, with Smith finishing up his vacation and recovery from shoulder surgery. Russo has attempted to fill the screaming void on First Take, only he clearly hasn't garnered the respect that Smith has from ESPN's cast of athletes turned analysts. Russo's style was meant for yelling at uninformed radio callers, not former athletes who know a lot more about sports than he does. But Smith, despite not being an uninformed radio caller, understands what makes Russo entertaining and understands that First Take is meant to entertain more than it's meant to inform. As ESPN's cast of retired athletes who never heard of Russo before a few months ago grow tired of his character, it's clear that Mad Dog needs Smith as a buffer to help him play the First Take game. The Shadow League wrote Clark is a respected analyst at the Worldwide Leader, which I agree with. However, he admits it wasn't easy at the beginning. During an April 2021 appearance on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast, Clark recounted his initial interaction with Stephen A. There were comments made by Stephen A. about athletes wanting his job with no degree. Clark was quick to say he has a comms degree from LSU and went right for Stephen A.'s head.
And Stephen A. Smith came on and said it. He said, okay, I was waiting for somebody to be pompous and arrogant enough to say it, just so I can come on here and talk about it. He said it. Do they have a degree like, they want my job. Do they have a degree like me? Can they articulate like me? And I tweeted him. I said, I have the same degree in mass communications, and I can articulate as well, and my hairline's not pushed back.
Oh, no, come on.